If you are a home improvement business owner, I've got a quick question for you to reflect on. If you go through all of your organic posts recently, what is the messaging behind each one? Because if you find that on a lot of them you've just posted a random image of your work and then just put, oh hey, come and get your free quote below, you're actually ignoring 97% of your target market. Now that sounds absolutely insane, doesn't it? But statistically, you're only talking to the 3% of people who are ready to buy at this exact second. And the truth is, not everybody is ready to buy straight away. And I get that we all love these leads that are ready to buy straight away. They're the easiest people to sell to. We can sell to them today, and there's probably not too many objections there, which is great. But if I took you in a room of 100 people and said, these 3 people are ready to buy now, would you try to sell to everyone else? Because at the end of the day, if you sell to those 3 people, you'll have a great day. But what's the rest of your month looking like? If you can plant the seed in the other 97 people's heads to buy it and then nurture them over time, you're in the long run going to make a lot more money. And that is obviously what we all want to do. So I'm going to break this down into the 5 stages of awareness. Now, you may have heard of this before because it was coined from a famous marketer called Eugene Schwartz. And it's a classic marketing concept. But here's a simple version. People aren't going to go from seeing one Facebook post to then booking a job that's going to cost them $5,000. It's just very rarely going to happen. But what does happen is they move through a journey from not knowing that they've got a problem to being ready to buy. And if you're only speaking to the people at the very end, you're going to be leaving a lot of money on the table. So in this video now, I'm going to talk through all of the stages and how to talk to each stage individually. Now here we have the 5 stages of awareness. So on this page, I'm just going to break down roughly what each one of them is, and then I'm going to give you some example content on the next few slides to how to speak to them. So on the top, you've got people who are unaware. So these are the people that don't actually know that they have a problem. So it could be that their kitchen's outdated or their blinds don't work properly, and they've just lived with it for so long that they think it is what it is. They're not looking for a solution at this point because they don't really know one exists, or even if they do know one exists, they think it's just far out of reach, or it's too expensive, or it's too much hassle. So in this stage, you don't want to sell. You effectively want to give someone a light bulb moment in their head. Then you've got problem aware. So we've just done unaware. So now let's do problem aware. So these people feel the pain. They know that they've got a problem. So they're really annoyed that their bathroom looks old and tired, or their curtains let too much light in the morning. Exactly what I'm going through now. I keep waking up at 5 a.m. because it's too bright. I've got blinds and I've got curtains, and even that doesn't help using them together. So I know that I've got a problem. But I don't know what the right fix is yet for that. So these people are Googling things. So how to make my kitchen look better without replacing it. So your content should make them feel seen and show them that there is actually a fix. So here you just want to show them that their solution is solvable and that they're not alone. So then we're going to look at solution aware. So in solution aware, people now know that there are many solutions to their issue. They've seen people talk about shutters versus blinds, or kitchen spraying versus actually replacing the whole kitchen, but they are unsure what's best to do, and they're unsure on who to trust. So then we move to product aware. So at this point, we're getting closer to the sale. So unaware is the furthest away, most aware is the closest to the sale. So these people know who you are specifically, like they know your business. They've seen your work and they maybe even followed your page and could have even asked for a quote, but they might have ghosted you. They haven't pulled the trigger yet of a home visit. Why is that? It's usually one of three things: fear, timing, or trust. They want to feel safe choosing you as the option, and here your job is to just build confidence. So next is the final one, which is most aware. So this is the smallest group. As I said earlier, it's about 3% of the whole funnel usually. But this is the hottest lead you're going to have. They're ready and they just need a reason to act. Maybe they're comparing a few companies. Maybe they're just waiting until payday. They're close. They just need a nudge over the edge. So now we're going to look at the content ideas to speak to people in each stage. So let's start with unaware. A good example of content for unaware would be a before and after. Simple enough. So the thought process behind this is, let's say we have a kitchen and we've got before and after, and you're a kitchen sprayer. You could say, this is not a new kitchen. It's the same one, but it's been professionally sprayed in 2 days for under £1,000. So this helps people realise there's a simpler, more affordable solution to actually getting a complete renovation that they've probably never considered. Another one would be like a common misconception buster. So, do you think you need to rip out your bathroom to modernise it? Well, you don't. Here's how. You know you're shifting their beliefs from the thought process that they had, because they think there's only one solution and it's too expensive, but you have another solution. So it starts to get them to think differently. And then mini story post. So this is like a text-based post. So Claire hated her blinds, or assumed shutters were far too expensive. We proved her wrong. Here's how. And if you utilise examples in this, it really starts to open people's minds, and you're starting to plant the seed here. Oh, there is options out there to solve my problem. So if we go to problem aware, so we've got our content ideas. So at this point, you know, people have really started to think, this is really starting to annoy me. So what we could do here is a top 3 problems post. So here it could be 3 signs it's time to upgrade your window shutters, or window coverings I should say. So each slide could then cover a common issue. So why do people get shutters? No privacy, poor light control, curtains are outdated. And then this could work across other industries as well. So it's like 3 signs it's time to upgrade your kitchen. So what could be wrong with your kitchen? It could be that your worktops are scratched, it just looks old and dated. You know, you might feel embarrassed that somebody's coming over and you're hosting a dinner party. That could be one thing. Really start to get to the nitty-gritty of what people's pain points are, because here you want to agitate that pain gently. So next it could be a relatable reel. So the example I love for this is, I mean, it could be me, it could show someone waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, really annoyed that the sun's basically in their bedroom, it's that bright. Another good one for blinds and shutters is a very common scenario where there's too much glare to watch the TV. So someone's sitting there like this, watching the TV. Actually seeing that does really help if it's visualised. Then the next could be a quote from a customer, but it's a frustration quote. So that could be, let's think, we couldn't open the cupboard doors anymore because they were just broken and not working correctly. And it was driving us mad that the hinges weren't that's just so old they're breaking. So here you were using real customer quotes to create an emotional connection, because people then think they're not alone in the problem that they're having, and it's showing that you have solved that problem for someone else. So obviously you can solve it for them. Then we're going to look at solution aware, so it's content ideas. So at this point, people know what options exist, they're just not sure what's best. So it could be a side-by-side comparison. That's a good example. So a kitchen respray versus a replacement kitchen. What is right for you? So here you want to help them make an informed decision and position what your service is clearly. Could be an FAQ video. So here, can you spray over vinyl wrap? Or will shutters completely black out a room? Let's think. Is this specific driveway completely waterproof? As an example. Here you've got simple, clear answers to common questions that are going to build trust. A good one actually in the shutter industry, because I've seen it a lot. People don't think you can clean your windows if you have shutters because they don't realise the panel's open. That's a really easy one. Yet it is a big objection that I've seen many times. Then we can look at behind the scenes process. So this could be like a reel or a series of photos. Oh, how do you prep for an install? How do you prepare a job before you spray the kitchen? Like what is the process on the day of fitting? And it could be like, here's why our spraying process lasts longer. The preparation is everything. You're showing professionalism, craftsmanship, and you're showing that you're an authoritative figure in your industry. You know what you're talking about, and that's what people want to know. The next stage is product aware. So if we look at content ideas for this. So here it could be a client testimonial. But here you want it to have specific results. Oh, we saved over £6,000 by choosing to get a respray rather than a new kitchen. It could be that I had a client tell me the other day that they walked into someone's house and they kept getting migraines because of the morning sun. Shutters completely solved this issue and I was no longer getting my migraines. So here we're removing friction, we're building confidence, and we're showing that any questions they have are going to get answered, and we're showing that through specific results and outcomes that people have got that are positive. Could be a walkthrough post or a reel. So here's what happens when you book a home visit to installation, and show them what happens when they fill in the form, what happens next, so that you'll ring them, you'll book a home visit. This is what happens at the home visit. This is what happens at an install. Go through the whole process, build that trust, build that authority, and show people that they have nothing to worry about. Like, they know the whole process, so there's no fear of the unknown there. Then finally is an objection handling post. So it could be a carousel, like, will it chip? How long will it last? Is it messy? Tackle common objections people have clearly, and it could be good to actually write these down at all your home visits. What am I asked at every home visit? Because that can be used to feed your content as well. Then the most aware. So let's look at content ideas for this. So at this point, people are pretty much ready to buy, but they need a reason to do this right now. They just need a little nudge. So what could be really good for this is an availability reminder. So what if there's 2 install slots left this month? It's a good example. What if there's an offer? So could be, percentage off this month only, or free blackout blinds when buying 2 shutters. That's a good one. So you're giving people a reason to act now. Another good one is a follow-up story. So this could be, say, Rachel sat on the quote for 2 months. She's finally booked, and here's the result. So it validates why people are hesitating, but then it shows you the benefit of moving forward. You want to show the actual transformation someone has had, and you want to show their outcome and their opinion of the outcome as well, because that will get the nudge going, because people will start to think, if I wait, I'm still going to have to suffer whatever my problem is. But if I act now, I'm not going to have to suffer for too much longer. So that is the 5 stages of awareness and how to angle posts and messaging to speak to all of them. So I would really recommend to give this a go, because so many trades and home improvement businesses are stuck posting just to one type of customer, and those are the ready to buy crowd. When in actual fact, if I go back, your money is sat there. Most of your money is in this section here. And if that is the hardest messaging to crack, I will be honest. But if you do, your business will be much, much more scalable. That is the real unlock of the growth. And that's building trust to push people down the stages. You want to bring people into your world and build enough trust and authority to move them down the funnel. Because then you're getting people who didn't even know you exist to then start to buy from you. So you'll never run out of warm leads if you crack this. So that's the end of the video. And if you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments. And if you did enjoy it, please subscribe, and I'll be making more similar content as well. And as always, if you want any help building out a full content strategy tailored to your exact service and funnel build out, that's exactly what we do here at Clearline. So what you can do is visit our website and click the link in the description and book a free strategy call with us, and we will map the whole process out just for you, no pressure.